we're going to go ahead and get started with the Tai Chi class. Um, all you need, like I said, is just a little space to either side. You don't need any equipment for this. And you don't have to remember anything. You don't have to learn anything or memorize anything. You can start however you like. I like to start with my feet together. And I like to bring my arms out just to kind of open my heart, open my mind, take a few deep breaths to prepare. From here, just gently float your hands down. Bring them in front of your legs and then just gently float them back up, like the wings of a bird. And back down, flapping gently, steady motion, slow and easy. One more. And then this time, as your arms come up, you're going to bring them around like a big hug. And then just before your fingertips touch, flip your palms over and slide them down the front of your body. Beautiful. Bring them up again. Out into a V like you're reaching towards the corners. Make that big hug. And then just before your fingertips touch, flip those palms, slide down. Beautiful. One more here. Nice and gentle. Now, if your feet are together, take a moment, step one foot apart, either foot, it doesn't matter. And then you're going to float your arms straight up in front of you to about shoulder height. Let your elbows bend and let those hands float back down. I like to inhale as they go up, exhale as they go down. And as my hands drift down, my knees soften, and I let everything sink just a little. Rising up with my hands, sinking down, like I'm bobbing on the waves. Beautiful. We call this one opening the door. Nice. All right, now this time when your hands float up, you're going to keep them up at the top, turn your palms in, and then open out nice and wide. And then you're going to take one hand, circle it under, the other hand's going to come on top, like you're holding a big ball. And then open back out as you inhale, and close as you exhale. Beautiful. This time I want you to let your body round like you're wrapping yourself around that big ball. Curving in just a little, softening your shoulders, softening your hips. Perfect. Letting everything relax. You've got it. One more on the other side. Still breathing. And then as your arms open wide, you're going to bring them back around in that big hug. Flip the palms over and slide down the front of your body, right back to where we started with sinking the chi. Hands float up, curling in, sliding down. Beautiful. Just letting everything relax. One more of those. Rooting yourself down into the ground, feeling that stability. And then this time you're going to float your hands straight up again. And when they reach about shoulder height, let your elbows soften and then just start swaying side to side, nice and gentle, like your arms are branches on a tree, blowing gently in the wind. Beautiful. Nice and easy. Now, as we come to the other corner, we're going to take the opposite heel and tap it out. Then just tap right back in. Drifting across. Now, when we reach the next corner, we're going to tap the other heel out and tap it right back in. Beautiful. All right, back to the first corner. This time we're going to tap the heel and wave one hand out over that foot. Perfect. Bring it back in. Go to the other side. Tap that other heel. Bring that other hand out. Yep, bring it back in. And then bring everything across. This time we're going to drift a little more. Make sure we got our sway. And then in this corner, tap the heel, wave the hand, and then the other hand is going to swoosh right on under. We call this playing the peepaw. From here, turn your hands over, bring them down by your hips, and come straight over to the other side. Tap the heel, top hand waves, bottom hand swooshes. Flip over, right back to the other side. Beautiful. One more of those. Flip those hands over, sweep them past your hips. Perfect. Now from here, leave that foot where it is. Circle your hands around like you're holding a ball. Then you're going to take that top hand and tuck it away. The other hand's just going to gently toss out like you're tossing a frisbee. Beautiful. Hip to shoulder. Still with that little bit of a sway. Nice. One more like this. And then we're going to add that other hand back in. It's going to come right up here. All it's doing is just sinking straight down. Circle around back to the top and then sink straight down again. Beautiful. We call this one parting the wild horse's mane. I like this one because I like to imagine that I'm separating out the crazy wild hairs of the horse, smoothing it, bringing order. Sometimes we have to do that in our day, bring a little order where there's chaos. And this one helps me get in the right mindset for that. One more here. And then you're going to take that hand, sweep up, come right back through to play the peepaw. Perfect. Sweep the hands through, go to the other side. One more. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Circle those hands around, take that top hand, tuck it behind, and start with just tossing that frisbee. Beautiful. Hip to shoulder, nice and gentle. Still swaying, still breathing. Bring that other hand back in. It's just sinking down. And then we're parting the wild horse's mane on this side. Nice. One more here, and then take that bottom hand, come all the way up, straight through, back to play the peepaw. Perfect, you got it. Come into the other side, and one more. Now this time, as you bring your hands around, you're gonna come up for that nice big hug right in the middle. Open out nice and wide. And then bring it back in for sinking the chi. Flip those palms over, slide them down your front. And then rising your hands up towards the corner, breathing in and out. Beautiful. One more here. Nice. Float those hands right back up in front of you. Soften your elbows, turn your palms in to face each other, and you're going to roll your palms side to side like you're rolling a little ball between them. Still swaying just a little. Just flipping that ball over and over. You might even start to feel a little warmth between your hands. Beautiful. Now whichever hand's on bottom, you're going to sink that hand down and then imagine tossing that ball out to the side. Pull your hand back in, slide it over the palm, and then do that again. Sliding it back, tossing out to the side, and then waving it back in. Beautiful. One more. And then we're going to go to the other side. So this hand now just going to toss and wave. Still feeling the warmth of the palms sliding over each other. Nice, steady, continuous movement. One more toss here. And then we're going to alternate hands. One going this way, and then to the other side. Beautiful. We call this one avoiding monkeys. I always thought that was a silly name. But then somebody who actually speaks Chinese explained it to me. In Chinese culture, monkeys are known for holding on to things well past when they should let go. And so this one is called avoiding monkeys because you're pushing away those intrusive thoughts, those things, habits that you need to let go of, things that don't serve you anymore. I still kind of think it's a silly name, but at least I understand it better now. One more to each side. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to toss out. Keep that hand out there. Bring the other hand in and tap the toe in, and then just let everything sink. Now the foot that you tapped in is nice and light. The other foot's heavy and rooted. Beautiful. Take the front hand, and as you sink, just push down and then bob right back up. Like you're back in those waves we talked about at the beginning. Floating in the waves, pushing your hand down through the water, feeling the resistance. And then taking that other hand and waving it in like you're splashing a little water on your face. Maybe it's a hot day at the beach. The light reflecting off the water. You're splashing a little bit of that cool ocean water just to cool you down. Now let's put both hands together. Perfect. One hand pushing down, the other hand waving in. Nice. Now follow me on this next one. We're going to push down and then step out and then turn and push like you're pushing open a door. Then just drag everything back. Keep that foot there and do it again. Beautiful. One more. Drag everything back. Push again. Now from here, sit back on that back leg. Drag everything back. Bring that foot in. Rainbow it up and over. Tap your other foot in. And we're back to that same position on the other side. Letting everything just sink and float. Perfect. Now adding in that front hand, pushing down. Sinking and breathing. Nice and gentle. Now adding in that back hand, waving in, flicking yourself with that water to cool off. Maybe tasting just a little bit of that salt from the ocean. Beautiful. Now both hands together. One pressing down, one waving in. Perfect. Now, not on this one, but on the next one, we're going to do that big step out. Here we go. Step and push. From here, turn that hand over, sweep it down in a big circle. Yeah, exactly. And then push again. Sweeping in that big circle. Push one more time. And then sit all the way back. Drag that hand across, bring the other foot in. Take your time. Up and over. Tap that foot in, and we're going to go straight into both hands. You've got it now. One hand pushes down, one hand waves, sinking down. We're doing it very gently and very slowly, but we're really being very tricky and doing one-legged squats here. All right, on this next one, stepping out and push. That big double spiral. And push. Beautiful. We call this one brush knee and a twisted step. One more here. Sitting all the way back, drag that arm across, rainbow it up and over, tap that foot in, straight into both hands with your sinking up and down. Beautiful. One more here. And then on the next one, we're going to do that big step out. Push. Circle around. Still breathing. Beautiful, nice and gentle, like you're pushing a door open. That hand's coming right at shoulder height. One more of those. Nice. And then sitting all the way back, dragging across, rainbow it up and over. And then this time we're going to make a big hug and bring it right back to the center. Opening out, closing in, and going right back into sync the chi. Beautiful. Hands float up. Hugging it in. Flip those palms over. Letting everything relax. Perfect. One more of those. And then on this last one, you're going to float your hands back up. And we're going to go back to that drift. Just side to side, coming back to our sway for a moment. Softening our elbows, softening our wrists, softening our knees. Letting everything relax. And then from here, you're going to let one hand drop down and the other hand come across the bottom. When you get to the other side, you're going to switch. One hand coming down, one hand coming up. There we go. Floating across, gently across the sky, like clouds, constantly changing shape, drifting on the breeze. Nice and loose and relaxed. Not in any hurry. It's one of those gentle summer breezes. Beautiful. We call this waving hands like clouds. Now stay with me here. When we get to the next corner, your top hand is going to form a hook like you're grabbing a towel. Your bottom hand is just going to keep making it circle. Slow and gentle. And then this one is my favorite part. As you come across the top, you settle in and then exhale nice and big as you sweep through the bottom. Inhaling, little settle, and then exhale. I like to sigh it out nice and loud. Beautiful. One more of those. And then this time, as we get to that settle point, we're going to reverse directions, coming the other way and turning our hand so we're gliding along the bottom like a snake through the grass. Perfect. I know not everybody likes snakes. Some people like to imagine it's like a squirrel running down a tree. Whatever works for you. Now release that hook, follow over, and then you're just going to go right back into hands wave like clouds. Beautiful. Now when we come over to the other corner, I'm going to make that other hook this time. Bottom hand keeps going. We get to do that fun relaxing and settling part. One more. And then on this next one, we're in a reverse direction. Coming right back over the top for snake creeps down, or squirrel runs down, or whatever works for you. Beautiful. Last one here. Then you're going to release that hook, float across the bottom, and come back into hands wave like clouds. Beautiful. Switch sides. You got it. This time we're going to float back to the center, make that big hug, open nice and wide, close in, and just sink the chi one time. Perfect. Float those hands back up. This time we're just going to open out wide. One hand's going to drift down. And just like that, we're back to clouds wave like hands. Hands wave like clouds. Something like that. Beautiful. All right, we're going to make that hook again in the next corner. But this time we're going to tap our foot in. And as we continue our circle, we're going to step out into a lunge. Beautiful. Moving back and forth, leaving that foot out there. Just swaying, rocking, working the knees. Perfect. Now from here, we're going to bounce back. Check for a second. Bounce down, bounce up. Bend that knee. Maybe bend it even more. How far? I don't care. It doesn't matter. However far works for you. As long as you're still smiling. Once you find that smile point, you're going to bounce all the way up for one more single whip here. And then come down as low as you can go where snake climbs down. Beautiful. Rocking through your knees, rocking through your hips, maybe even leaning forward just a little. One more here. And then on this next one, release that hook. Bring it over to the side, switch sides, step back in, hands wave like clouds. Beautiful. Now when we get to that opposite corner, we're going to make that hook again. Tap that foot in, stepping out. However far feels good for you. Going into our single whip. Still relaxing into it, still breathing. Now on this one, we're going to do that bounce back. Bend that knee, bounce up and down like you're bouncing a basketball. Just until you find that smile point. And once you have it, we're going to bounce all the way out for one more single whip, and then reverse direction, snake creeps down. How far down? I don't care. As far down as you want to go. Beautiful. One more. And then release the hook. Come all the way across. And back into hands wave like clouds. Here we go. Nice and gentle. Back to that drift on that bright summer day with the breeze blowing. And then bringing that hand up in that nice big hug, coming back to the center, expand, bring it in to sink the chi. Beautiful. Hands float up. Nice and gentle. This time you're going to bring your hands across in front of each other, up, coming apart and flipping and sinking down to close the door. Crossing your hands, opening them at your shoulder height, floating them down. One more time. And then bring one foot in. And I thank you so much for coming out to play today.